What up, though, Ledge here, chill with me. Here to just give you a little prediction on what's going on in Detroit with King of the Dot Grand Prix. We moved on from that first opening round that was here. And now we got a heavyweight matchup that's like real epic. Two legends. Um, and we also got an emerging talent that's been, bubbling here in the local scene against somebody who made their return and showed out. So these are two interesting matchups that's going down. We're gonna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Marv one versus Sharon, legend shit. Times versus City, both hungry for different reasons. And also, non-tournament battles, we got Gage making his return versus Joey Gambello, who's making his return, and Michael Ice versus Stackboy Chuck. Local shit. I'm here for it. Midwest shit. I'm here for it. So that's the card, man. That's the card. Shout out to King of the Dot. I think it was dope that they brought Joey and Gage back. I'm going to talk about that battle in a minute. Michael Ice. Dude, I remember seeing him go against Piranha, watching him versus Piranha like years ago on Alpha. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alpha League Entertainment, Sig Dollar, the whole staff over there. And Stackboy Chuck is somebody I watched a few years. I think I watched him a little more recently than I watched Michael Ice. Again, I was watching Michael Ice a while ago. I would probably say a year and a half, two maybe. I started watching a couple of Stackboy Chuck battles. I feel like Michael Ice can tap into different pockets that can get him to level up and go crazier than Stackboy Chuck. Although Stackboy Chuck is good, but I'm going to roll with Michael Ice in this one. Now, even the non-tournament battles is something we got to remember. Even the non-tournament battles get judged as well. I mean, it doesn't do anything, but having a definitive winner and loser is always cool. And I just think Michael Ice will appeal to the judges a little bit more than Stackboy Chuck. Not to say that he doesn't. I just think there's another dimension that Michael can get to. I'm not sure that Stack can reach, but we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to that one. That should be a goodie. That should be a goodie. Hopefully they put on for the Midwest for real. For real. What else we got? Joey Gambello versus Gage. This one's interesting. I feel like Joey Gambello had a strong showing. A little unfortunate because he was writing and preparing crafted rounds for Jonai, but Jonai couldn't do it, and then he got City last minute. And I always say I feel worse for the person who got the opponent switched on them. I feel much worse for that person than the person who just like, yo, can you do this battle? And you're like, yeah, I can cook something up. That's not to take away credit from City, because obviously City prepared, he had to do his thing. But imagine crafting rounds for Jonai. And again, I had the pleasure of being there, and like I will be this time, I will be in attendance. Um, Joey showed us some of his material. Like he had impressions and bars. It was going to work. It would have hit. It would have hit in the building. But you had to scrap all that and then cook up something for City. And it wasn't even an active battle. It's not like, okay, you can't battle Jonah, but you get Danny Myers. You can watch a little more previous battles. You can kind of be like, okay, I know what Danny's like. City been sitting, man, sitting. Like I think he came back one time. I think he came back one time versus I always forget his name, but he's Dirtbag Dan's Reverse Live. I think that's his name. This is his best friend, and he got him up out of there. But other than that, he was sitting. So it was difficult. It was a difficult thing to do. Gage, I'm more disappointed in though. I'm more disappointed in Gage because I know Gage is way better than what he showed versus Marv. I don't know if it was the moment. I don't know if it was just prep time. I don't know what it was, but his first was good though. Like people weren't reacting, but I never let the lack of reaction sway me to believe a round isn't hitting as much as it is, right? So I thought his round was hitting. I just thought Marv round was better, and then the next two rounds he pretty much phoned it in. pretty much phoned it in. So I'm hoping, I'm praying, because King of the Dot fan base don't know the Gage that we know as people who watched him battle Verb, watched him battle Prep, watched him battle Goods. Like, they all don't know this Gage. The Gage, like, God forbid he jerseys out of these rounds or whatever, right? The King of the Dot fan base gonna say, don't ever bring him back. He's done it twice. You know what I'm saying? So he got to leave a lasting impression. Nico, shout out to Nico TV. He always be like, man, Gage good for the one rounds. I don't know if he built to last. That was the reason why I picked Marv. I changed my mind. I had picked Gage earlier, but I think I'm gonna go with Joey. I don't know if Gage for all 3 rounds can just be all the way locked in. All the way. Joey's gonna be all the way locked in. All he gotta do is just know who his opponent is ahead of time, a little bit sooner. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a little bit more, before time. So, like, let him know who he's battling, and you'll get the best Joey Gambello. I'm gonna roll with Joey. I'm gonna roll with Joey in that one. Times versus City. Time versus City. Local shit. State shit. City impressed me a lot, man. City really impressed me versus Joey Gambello. I was worried, man. I was worried his shit was gonna be dated. I told him personally, if y'all see the interview, I was scarred by the whole Rich Dollar situation when he came back and it just wasn't it. So I was worried. Not gonna hold you. But he showed he can adapt, and now that he got even more time, he should be even more dangerous. The thing is, Times, man, I don't think Times gives a fuck about none of that. So I'm gonna roll with Times, man, and it's just because bar structure wise, I feel like structure and like being, transitions in and out. I feel like in like rapid fire flowing and punching, I feel like City got him. But when you can, this is the thing, in these small rooms, a lot of people thought like, oh, all you gotta do is punch crazy and you win it. Actually, the smaller the room, the quieter the rooms, the smaller the setting, you can paint your pictures even better. And that's what Times did versus Real Deal. When he was telling them about, growing up, things he had to do, like, that shit resonates even more when it's not a big crowd. And I think a lot of people are starting to, are starting to come to the realization that this room doesn't just suit the writers. Like, yes, we get to hear more of what you're saying, but it also means we get to hear more of somebody speaking their pain and their passion and talking about fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna roll with Times in this one. I actually think this might be better than Marv versus Sharon, to be honest with you. I think it's gonna be a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Times 2-1 in that one. Speaking of Marv and Sharon, pretty much the main event here. 2 legends with a capital L. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be a good one as well. Sharon, he did Shotty P pretty filthy in his own backyard. I didn't appreciate that, me being a Detroiter, but that's what Sharon does. And Marv 1 displayed greatness against Gage. Totally outclassed him in every way. This is going to be a good one too. I've been swaying back and forth on this one. So when I interviewed Sharon, check out the interview. It's doing really well on YouTube. When I talked to him after his win, I was talking about him like facing Marv and going against Marv and what it's going to be like going against Marv. He said it's like going against I believe Superman or something, Batman. Like, that's how he looks at Marv in Detroit. So he was trying. I told Marv that, I'm like, you think he's trying to paint the narrative? He said, oh, absolutely. He's trying to throw that out there that he got a tougher act to follow. He got another ladder to climb because it's Marv in the city. So it might work for him. It might work against him. Marv seems really locked in. Sharon can really freestyle and rebuttal and get into these different little angles that work. I think Hmm. Almost clips. Almost Charlie Clips right there. But no, I think Clips is going to get that. I think Clips is going to get that. No, I think Marv One is going to get that. I think Marv One is going to get that 2-1 on third round, epic round where it's all for the marbles. And I feel like Sharon is gonna fall too much into the whole. Oh, this is like a. If it's tight and Sharon feels it's tight and it's close, he's gonna jump into that spontaneous freestyling bag. But I think he's gonna overdo it at some point, and his round is gonna come across kind of choppy. Whereas Marv is going to be structured the whole time, and that's going to give him the edge. Um, whatever Sharon angles, wherever Sharon has his angles for Marv, I feel like Marv got enough knowledge and angles to put some shit together on Sharon. Then it just comes together with bar quality, and I think Marv just puts his bars together just a little bit better. They're a little more potent, got a little more weight on them, a little more bite to them. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Sharon is kind of like peppering you with jabs before he lands the haymaker. Marv isn't haymaker, but he's landing big hooks, big crosses, haymaker. It's like a boom, boom, out of there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he gets into that pocket and it's just a little overwhelming. So with that, I'm gonna go with Marv One. In that battle, I'm going with Times over City. I'm going with Joey Gambello over Gage. I'm going with Michael Ice over Stack Boy Chuck. I'll be there. I'll have interviews uploaded on the channel that night, pretty much. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun. All right. So salute the King of the Dot for throwing this tournament and having that division here in Detroit. Many great options in the North. Could have been somewhere in Chicago, somewhere in Cleveland, anywhere. But it came to Detroit, so we appreciate that. Not too many events happen here, outside of the local leagues. So this is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Keep it tuned. It's going down Sunday. I'll see y'all there. As always, keep it battle rap. Love.